Hey, if you've ever stared at a rack of kayaks, paddleboards, and those weird little pedal boats and thought, I don't want to spend a fortune on something that ends up gathering dust in the garage, you're not alone. I get it, water gear can be pricey, and you want to know whether this inflatable water bike really lives up to the hype before you commit any cash. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's talk about what this thing actually does, who it's built for, and where it might trip you up. The Kayak inflatable water bike is marketed as a hybrid between a pedal boat and a stand-up paddleboard. In practice, that means you step onto a relatively wide inflatable hull, grab a set of bicycle-style handlebars, and turn your legs into a propulsion system. The idea is that you get the leisurely sit-down feel of a kayak while still being able to stand and paddle if you prefer. It's an interesting concept, especially for families that can't agree on whether they want a sit-in kayak or a board that lets the kids stand up. First off, who should consider buying this? If you're the type of water enthusiast who likes to explore calm lakes, ponds, or slow-moving rivers, and you want a piece of gear that can be packed into a car trunk or a small closet, this is a solid candidate. The 6061 aluminum alloy frame keeps the overall weight down. At just about 2 kilograms, it's light enough for a single adult to carry up to the water's edge without a second pair of hands. That makes it ideal for spontaneous outings. Grab it from the garage, inflate it with a pump, you'll need to bring a pump or rely on a portable air compressor, and you're ready to go. On the flip side, if you're a seasoned kayaker who spends most of your time on whitewater, or you demand high-speed performance for long-distance touring, this inflatable water bike isn't the right tool. The propulsion system is a bicycle-style chain and gear driving a small propeller, which gives modest thrust. In calm water, you'll easily cruise at 23 miles per hour, but you won't outrun a traditional paddleboard or a motorized kayak. So if speed and efficiency are top priorities, look elsewhere. Now, let's break down the strengths that actually matter once you have it in your hands. The first thing I noticed during a Onade test on a local lake was how quickly the unit inflates. The valve system is straightforward: open, attach your pump, and you're at full volume in about 3 to 4 minutes. The hull feels firm once fully inflated. It holds shape well enough that you don't have to constantly check for sagging, which is a common gripe with cheaper inflatables. Because the deck is relatively wide, about 3.5 feet across, it provides a stable platform for standing, so kids can hop on and pedal without tipping over. That stability also means you can bring a small cooler or a dry bag across the surface without worrying about capsizing. Portability is another real advantage. The aluminum frame collapses into a compact rectangle that fits neatly in a duffel bag. When you're done, the whole thing rolls up, deflates, and tucks away, taking up far less storage than a hardshell kayak or even a regular inflatable paddleboard. For families with limited garage space, that's a genuine selling point. You can store it in a closet, bring it on a road trip, or even take it to a vacation rental that doesn't allow big gear. One practical weakness I ran into is the pedal mechanism's learning curve. The handlebars feel similar to a bike, but the chain tension can be finicky. If you're not accustomed to shifting gears on a bike, you might find yourself stuck in a high gear that makes pedaling feel like you're pushing a car uphill, especially when you try to start from a standstill. The included manual suggests adjusting the tension by loosening a bolt on the rear sprocket, but the process isn't intuitive while you're already on the water. For most casual users, a few practice runs on the shore solve the issue, but it's a friction point for first-time riders. Another thing to watch is the durability of the inflatable material over time. The hull is made from a PV-type fabric that's common for low to mid-range inflatables. It's resistant to punctures from small debris, but sharp rocks or an accidental scrape against a dock can cause a leak. The product comes with a 1-year warranty, which is decent, but it doesn't cover wear and tear from regular usage. If you plan to use the water bike frequently, say, a weekend outing every week, it's worth budgeting for an extra patch kit or a replacement tube down the line. Let's talk about real-world usage scenarios. Imagine a lazy Saturday morning with the family. You pull the water bike out, inflate it, and the kids hop on while you take the handlebars. The gentle pedal action keeps the hull moving without you having to paddle with a